Alright guys, something a little bit different today. Not going to be talking about the footage in the background, it's just a cheeky rank match that I played on my main account. Chelsea against Portugal, I think it was. I think this is one I picked. But the topic of this video, I kind of want to just do like my own personal review of the January transfer window that's shut, what are we now, the 2nd, it shut 2 days ago. And well, there wasn't really that much on, like considering how busy last year's January transfer window was with Torres and Andy Carroll and huge sums of money being thrown about. There was only 58.3 million spent in this window, which, you know, kind of goes to show how much money, or rather how little money there is available in football because of the whole global recession. It's surprising that you know, it's taken a while for it to hit the sporting world, or at least the football world, because it's probably the biggest, or if not one of the biggest global businesses in the world as a sport and as a business as it is now, as all the clubs at the top level are run anyway, at least. But I guess the main talking point was actually something that didn't happen. Obviously Carlos Tevez has been at the height of the attention since, well, when he refused to play for Man City, come off the bench against Bayern Munich in, what, September, maybe, October, in the Champions League. He was linked with PSG and Inter and AC Milan, and City seemed rather reluctant to let him go. Like, obviously they want to look after their own intentions. I mean, they don't just want to let someone of his calibre and someone that they can get a decent amount of money for just go either on a free or just on loan. But the three clubs that came in after him were hoping ideally for a loan deal, as far as we were aware, as far as was being reported anyway, with like a potential to buy at the end of maybe a 6-month loan and buy him in the summer. But City were after a you know, a permanent, a definite buy of around about 25 million in the summer. None of those three clubs kind of felt that they had the money to be able to do that. I think PSG offered 20.5. I think that was what was reported on Sky Sports News anyway, and City turned that down, and it kind of wicked Tevez off as well. He's come out the past couple of days and kind of slated City again in the press, saying that they were just, like, he thought they were just coming up with an excuse every single time someone came in with a bid. But to be fair, for City's point of view, you know, if you can get 25 million for a player, then you can get 25 million for a player. You're not just going to let him go on the cheap. I know they've got a lot of money, but still, 25 million is 25 million. And also, no sympathy whatsoever with Carlos Tevez. He earns hundreds of thousands of pounds a month, maybe even over £1 million a month, considering it's probably on about 250 grand a week at City. I'm not sure on the exact figure. And he just decides that he doesn't want to come on and play, which is, you know, it's out of order. You've got players like Billy Sharp, who 24 hours after losing his 2-day-old son, play and score for Doncaster, and Carlos Tevez just says no. Which, you know, no sympathy. And the sooner he's out of the English game and away from this country, I think the whole of the Premier League will just be, you know, breathe a massive sigh of relief just to see the back of him. Few deals that did go through with older players more than anything. You've got Thierry Henry being brought back by Arsenal from New York Red Bulls on loan. Paul Scholes has come back. Man United have brought him in as just kind of a midfield replacement because they've had a lot of injuries recently. Landon Donovan's come back from LA Galaxy, and Robbie Keane as well from LA Galaxy. And all of these players, obviously Robbie Keane, well, all four of them have proven themselves in the Premier League in the past. Henry's obviously scored like 260 odd goals for Arsenal in his career. Come back and scored the winner after 10 minutes against Leeds in the FA Cup the other day, which I'm sure he was obviously really emotional about it, and as anyone would be, you know, you play for a club for that long, then you're bound to have a strong affection to them. Paul Scholes has come back. He scored, I can't remember what game it was now off the top of my head, but he's scored since he come back. Landon Donovan played for Everton against Man City the other night and did well, and he scored a few goals in his first spell, either last season or the season before when he came in from Galaxy. Robbie Keane scored 2 absolute belters for Villa against Wolves a couple of weeks ago. So all 4 of those have been fantastic, cheap, free or loan signings. And also a free that's gone out of the Premier League Nico Anelka has left Chelsea and gone to Shanghai Shenhua on a free. He wasn't getting played much at Chelsea, which was understandable with Drogba and the flourish of form that Daniel Sturridge has showed recently. But I'm pretty sure that the £300,000 a week that the Chinese club were going to pay him was, the major deciding factor for him to leave Chelsea. But also coming into Chelsea, kind of another saga that's finally ended was Gary Cahill. Now, obviously, JT's he's still a very, very good player, but he is, much as it pains me to say it as a Chelsea fan, he is on his way out. He's never had pace, but and he's obviously not comfortable with David Luiz alongside him, and he has been making a few mistakes, and it has cost. Most notably the slip against Arsenal. And Gary Cahill's been linked with Chelsea consistently for like the past 18 months, and finally for £7 million they've brought him in from Bolton. And he hasn't played yet, actually, been on the bench a couple of times since, but he'll come in to replace either Terry when he retires, or immediately to replace Alex, who's gone out to PSG for £4 million to join up with Carlo Ancelotti, which is a good move for him. He just wasn't getting played at Chelsea, and Carlo, he played a lot under Carlo at Chelsea when Carlo was there last season, and the season before, in fact, when they won the double. So it's a good move for him. Moving on, Everton made a couple of great signings, actually. They brought in Darren Gibson for just £2 million from Man United, which is, in my opinion, a fantastic signing. Gibson's, he's definitely a player that's good enough to hold down a first team place at Everton, maybe alongside Jack Rodwell in the midfield or alongside Fellaini. He actually scored the winner, and a great goal actually, a winner against Man City a couple of days ago from outside the box. Took a deflection, but still, he's done that a few times for Man United, scored some great goals from distance, and he helped United's title chances out by helping City, or not helping City, by making City drop points away at Everton. And Everton's big main signing was bringing in Nikita Jelavic from Rangers for 5.5 million. Now Jelavic, he's done fantastically well actually in the SPL. And we've seen other players that have done well in the SPL, like Chris Boyd, come down to England and really not do very well. Chris Boyd's actually gone to America now. I can't remember which club, but he just didn't do well at Middlesbrough at all. And Jelavic, he's more of an all-round player than Chris Boyd, to be honest, in my opinion. And I really think that he can do a job for Everton in this. I'm not sure how long his contract is, but he'll definitely help them out for the rest of this season and next season at least. And he's come in to replace Louis Saha. And this is a weird transfer deal. I'm not really sure why Everton let Louis Saha go to Spurs, or even why Spurs wanted him in the first place. They've got Adebayor, yeah, he's only on loan, and they're going to need a replacement. But Saha, really? I mean, he's 33. He's done well. He's done really well, actually, to be fair, at Fulham and at Man United, and even at Everton. But his scoring record isn't that good recently. He has got a demon of a left foot, but I don't know. I'm not really sure how well that will go down. Spurs also brought in Ryan Nelson from Blackburn, and that's another one where you think, really? Like, Spurs are supposed to be this side that are on the up with, well, the amazing front six that they've got with Modric, Lennon, Bale, Van der Vaart, Adebayor, so on and so forth. But Ryan Nelson, I mean, you've got Dawson. If you can keep Ledley King fit, he's a great defender. They have let Seb Basson go out to Wolves on loan, but Ryan Nelson, like, he's not ever really stood out as a top-notch Premier League defender. And if Tottenham are going to, at least this season, challenge for the title and consistently challenge for Champions League football, then I think they're going to need someone who's, of a higher pedigree than Ryan Nelson. But I guess that remains to be seen in the next few months. This transfer window's big spenders, to be fair, were QPR actually. Tony Fernandes come in, took the club over in the summer, and Neil Warnock parted ways with them about a month ago. And Sparky Mark Hughes has come in and spent quite a bit of money, to be fair, almost £10 million, no, over £10 million. They bought in Tay Taiwo from AC Milan, who I genuinely really do rate as a left back. He's was quality at Marseille, not really got the amount of playing time that he deserved really at AC Milan. He's coming on loan at QPR, and he will definitely do a job for them. They've bought in Nedum Nuaha for £2.5 million, who had a great loan spell at Sunderland a couple of years ago, scored a great goal against Chelsea at the Bridge, and he's got a bit of pace, and he is a decent centre back, and he can play at right back as well. So he's definitely got the talent to be able to keep Queen's Park Rangers in the Premier League. But the two main signings, and the two shock signings really for a club the size of QPR, is Djibril Cissé, coming in from Lazio for £4 million, who scored an absolute beast of a goal last night against Villa after like 10 minutes on his debut. Quality finish. That's a great signing. I don't really think he should have ever left the Premier League, to be fair. He's definitely got the ability to score a ton of goals at any team really in the Premier League, and if QPR can deliver the chances to him and keep the supply going, then there's no reason why he can't score 15 goals next season at least. And the real shock signing for QPR really, in my eyes, was Bobby Zamora for £6 million. Now, don't get me wrong, it's a great signing for QPR, as they've got DJ Campbell and they've got Jay Bothroyd and Heider Helgeson, don't really score that many goals. They brought in Cisse, who's going to score a lot. Zamora as well, who will work well with Cisse. You've got the pace and great finishing ability of Cisse to go alongside Zamora's brute strength and hold-up play to bring other players like Cisse and Joey Barton or Fowling whenever he gets back from injury into the game. But I don't understand why Fulham let him go. I mean, yeah, they've bought in Pavel Pogrebniak from Stuttgart, who has got a decent scoring record in Germany at Stuttgart and at Zenit, but he's unproven in the Premier League, and I'm just not sure whether he's going to be able to fill Bobby Zamora's boots. Zamora's done a lot of work for Fulham, and it's kind of him and Clint Dempsey are kind of the sole reason that Fulham did so well in the Europa League a couple of years ago, and how they're able to keep up, a mid to high table position in the Premier League on a consistent basis. And with him gone, Pogrebniak's really going to have to have his work cut out to be able to score the goals to keep Fulham in contention. But Pogrebniak, like I say, Pogrebniak has done the job in the Bundesliga, and another player that's done the job in the Bundesliga is Papi Cisse, who Newcastle bought in for £10 million. That was the biggest price paid by any club in the Premier League this window, and he's definitely got a great scoring record at Freiburg. He scored I think I checked on Wikipedia, it was like 37 goals in 65 games, so more than a goal every other 2 games. And Newcastle have got a great side this season. If he links up well with fellow Senegalese striker Demba Ba, and with Cabaye and Chet Tiote and Ben Arfa playing for Newcastle on a regular basis, they're going to have a great side for the rest of the season. And really, that signing, if Cisse can score the goals that he has done in Germany, in England, then Newcastle have got a fantastic chance of finishing in a European spot. Maybe not Champions League, but definitely got a chance of qualifying for next season's Europa League. And a few other smaller deals went through. Liam Ridgewell joined West Brom from Birmingham for £2.5 million, which is a great signing for West Brom. He's a decent centre back. He did well at Birmingham alongside Scott Dan, and Scott Dan obviously moved on to Blackburn in the summer. And Ridgewell been playing a bit for Birmingham, who've been doing well in the Championship, but he's always said that he wanted to play in the Premier League, and it was a good move for both clubs, I think. £2.5 million. Johnny Howson moved to Norwich from Leeds for £2 million, which the Leeds fans were not happy about. He's been Leeds through and through. As far as I'm aware, he grew up in and around Leeds and has been captain there for a while. And the Leeds fans weren't happy about Johnny Howson leaving. And since then, Simon Grayson's actually been sacked at Leeds. I'm not sure whether this transfer had anything to do with it, but also whether Howson can actually cut it in the Premier League. Norwich bought Pilkington in the summer, and he's done well actually, coming up from League One into the Premier League from Huddersfield. So Howson does have the ability to be able to keep Norwich in the league, as far as I'm aware. and I guess we'll just have to wait and see. Four clubs didn't really do anything at all in the transfer window. Liverpool, Stoke, Man United and Arsenal, obviously other than the Thierry Henry loan, nothing really happened at all from those four. And then City, who are the team with all the money, didn't really do anything either. They bought in David Pizarro from Roma on loan, who's a top quality centre midfielder, and obviously they've struggled without Yaya Toure in the African Cup of Nations, and I don't really rate Gareth Barry personally, and Nigel de Jong doesn't really get the first team football that he deserves at City, so Pizarro will probably fit in very well there. He can either sit and hold or he can push forwards, and Daniele De Rossi was the first player being mentioned by City, but Pizarro is the player that came in on loan, and Wayne Bridge went out on loan at last to Sunderland. He's been sat there. I think his last first team football was at West Ham when they were in the Premier League. What, end of last season? And Wayne Bridge, just, I don't understand it. He's had so many chances in the summer to go out on loan and get some first team football, and he just keeps turning it down. He's clearly just greedy as hell, quite happy to just sit there doing absolutely nothing, earning what, 40,000-50,000 pounds a week or whatever he's on. And I really don't like Wayne Bridge, to be honest. But yeah, that's kind of the last transfer that I've got written down that I really wanted to cover. Let me know in the comments if you've got any views about any of the transfers that went through. And oh, as I accidentally bounced the mic off my laptop screen. Yeah, leave the video a like if you liked it. Let me know what you thought of my opinions, and if you have any opinions of your own about the transfer window that's just been. And I won't be able to do a random Sundays this week because I'm going to be at the bridge for Chelsea Man United. So I will be back on Monday with episode 9 of Ultimate Team. So I see you then, guys.